hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV.
A wonderful finish to that innings from a Rajasthan Royals point of view. The returning Sandeep Sharma, the man who's underappreciated, goes below the radar, was only picked as a replacement player last season for the Rajasthan Royals, back in the side, and after 180 T20 games has his first fifer. So well done to Sandeep Sharma, and that leaves the Mumbai Indians 179 for 9 with Nehal Vadera and Tilak Verma, the two batters that feature on your screen there, to thank with the partnership in the middle. Otherwise, top order collapse and a bit of a collapse towards the end. We find out who's ahead at half-time on Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents. ESPN Cricket for Timeout. Tom Moody, Mitchell McClenaghan, Wasim, Jaffer. We did appreciate Sandeep Sharma's return, and we thought he'd be a very good difference maker potentially in this game. But how good was that as someone who's worked with Sandeep Sharma? And you called him on our pre-show, Tom, perhaps one of the most underrated bowlers in IPL history.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm thrilled for him because I just know the work that he does behind the scenes, and he would have hated every minute being out of action, being injured and on the sidelines, watching the games unfold. He very much likes to be a part of it, likes to be in the action, and he backs himself in any situation. And that's why it hasn't really come as a huge surprise to me that he's actually adapted and bowled well as a death bowler for Rajasthan, which was unheard of really, because he's really honed his craft as a very good new ball bowler and been very effective in the power play and in the middle overs. But he suddenly surprised us all with Rajasthan's new role for him as a death bowler, and he's nailing it.
Yeah, let's start at the top, though. You were expecting perhaps, and maybe the Mumbai Indians were also expecting the threat of Bolt that needs to be countered, and I wonder whether they didn't prepare as much or spend as much time on Sandeep Sharma, who rocked the top order, the wickets of Kishan and Surya, and eventually Tilak as well.
Yeah, I'd imagine with the record he has against Rohit, they would have prepared for him to open the bowling. But that being said, you've still got to execute, right? So him and Bolt at the top, to have Mumbai Indians 2 for 6 and then 3 for 20. They did amazing to get so much damage done at the top, and it was such a great combination. So they got them off to a great start. I thought Tilak Verma, I thought he was superb today. He got them out of quite a bit of trouble. And then that partnership with Vadera, 99, was one of the great partnerships we've seen so far.
Which we will touch upon most certainly. But just from a Sandeep Sharma point of view, Wasim, what makes him an impactful bowler even now? Has he reinvented his bowling in any way where otherwise we're only seeing tall, fast bowlers or young bowlers or guys who have multiple variations, and even the Bhuvneshwar Kumars of the game, they do a job, but they don't perhaps end up with this kind of impact at this stage. Sandeep Sharma still does.
Well, I think he understands his limitations. He knows that he doesn't have a pace of 140 or something like that. So he bowls within the stumps, and then he puts the field according to his bowling. He gets the keeper up if he needs to, gets square leg, gets long on, and he bowls within the stump. And sometimes I feel this kind of pitches also helps him, which skids on. It doesn't give you that elevation. So he used that to his advantage. And I think what he has improved is his death bowling, which he didn't used to do for most of his career. Now he's improved that as well. He bowls those slow bouncers, he bowls those knuckle balls. So he's getting better with age, I feel.
Clever bowlers, and he's just bowled that one that swings away from Kishan. Then there's a scrambled seam to Surya. And I'm sure Surya would be thinking, right, I'm going to take Sandeep Sharma down. That's quietly such a big win when you're a fielding side and Mumbai Indians are batting to get a Surya Kumar Yadav.
Oh, it's a huge wicket.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest wickets in the IPL if you're knocking over Surya. So it's a nice feather to have in your cap. At the end of the day, with Sandeep Sharma, he's got many variations, but his execution of those variations is on point every single time. And I think he's also that awkward pace that can be hard to hit. And as Wasim said, particularly on a surface like Jaipur, where it just it bounces and just continues on at that tracking line against bouncing up on top of the stumps, it makes him even harder to hit.
Young man Sandeep Sharma is only 30. He's going to be 31 before the end of the IPL, and he continues to have an impact, whichever franchise he plays for, certainly for the Royals. Right. Mumbai have Nehal Vadera on his first IPL appearance and Tilak Verma to thank. So let's run through that partnership. What stood out? They dug them out of a hole, didn't they?
Well, I think what stood out was Tilak's composure at the top when he was under pressure. And then when Mahira came to the crease, he didn't muck around. He didn't put any strike rate pressure on Tilak Verma. And they're both exceptionally good players of spin. I think Tilak Verma's strike rate against Chahal coming into this game was 167. And I had an opportunity to have a conversation with Vadera about spin during the winter, and just his knowledge of spin and the tactics he used to play spin. We saw it early how he was defending. Just a really good knowledge of how to play spin in Indian conditions, and he's a smart cricketer. And we saw those smarts, and then that over they took down Chahal together was impressive to watch.
Vadera, especially in his first game, and let's go through that over. It's an important over. Mumbai had to get this, but taking down Yuzvendra Chahal, and we were surprised. Where was Nehal Vadera in these first 5-6 games?
Yeah, I'm surprised as well, and he showed the impact straight away. He came in and they had the mid wicket, and he straight away plays that paddle sweep to get the 4. So he is very proactive player, and then he took down Yuzvendra Chahal, then the pull shot of Bolt as well. So he's got the game, he's got that confidence, and was on the show. It surprises me that he wasn't playing from the day one.
And assuming, of course, that he was fit and available for selection, we don't really get all the information from franchises in the IPL. Question though, Tom, is whether that was the ideal time for the partnership to develop. Could it have come in sooner when Mohammad Nabi came in, and it also then just fizzled out with Hardik Pandya not having an impact? Mumbai's batting order?
Yeah, not only Hardik Pandya not having an impact, but Tim David not having an impact either. It was puzzling, that move, bringing Nabi up into that position, particularly when you've got the batting depth that you've got and the power that you've got. It nearly sort of disrupts the strength that you've got. You know, Tim David, ideally, you want him to have a minimum of 15 balls to be able to really have an impact. Hardik Pandya, to me, is the real puzzle. I know that he hasn't had the runs and the form so far in this IPL, but he dominated at 4 for Gujarat. Sometimes he went in at 3. When there was an opening partnership, he was elevated to 3. It's nearly like he's doing the complete opposite. He's avoiding those moments to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And in a way, that's part of leadership. You know, that's part of, showing leadership is by, taking the game on and showing the team the path forward, particularly when your side is 4 down for 54.
That was his time to come at the time of Nabi. I think he should have promoted himself. If not Vadera, it was Hardik Pandya who should have come. And the way he's playing, it would have given him more chance, and then he should have exploded later on. But I was as confused as obviously Tom says.
Yeah, I agree. His matchups in terms of that bowling lineup are very good. He's got a great record against Ashwin, who was going to have to try and bowl 4 overs in that middle phase, and he would have been a great option at that point. So I think I'd also like to touch in the role that they're trying to use him in now, which is more of that hitting role, if we're going to go by what today was. I just noticed small technical stuff that I haven't seen from him before. Because he's trying to turn into a batsman, he's usually batting on the popping crease more often than not now. Remember when he first started, when he was a genuine hitter of the ball, he was almost back on the stumps, just like you see DK now, just like you see Andre Russell, on the back of the stumps, forcing you to try and hit the line and turn it into a half volley. And with that as well, I think the other thing is his bats have changed. His bats have turned into more of a batter's, from what I can see from the TV, they've turned into more of a batter's shape, which is less wood in the toe, more wood towards the middle of the bat, which shows that he's probably not practicing that finishing role as much as we've probably seen when he first came into the IPL, which is really interesting. And does he go back to being back in the crease, lowering the balance of the bat to the bottom of the bat, and become that finisher again for Mumbai if he's going to come out in these positions?
Very interesting observation that, because we remember Pandya in his peak for Mumbai was batting so deep at times he was hit wicket as well, converting a lot of these balls that would otherwise be Yorkers into half volleys. But your thoughts on those observations?
I think it's on point. In the death, you have seen most batters go as deep as possible. Even MS we have seen do that and make those low full tosses into the Yorkers into the low full tosses. So I'm surprised as well. And talking about the batting position, I mean, Tilak was batting there, and if he had come, there would have been left-hand, right-hand combination as well. So you had sent Nehal Vadera there, 2 left-handed, even though they played well. So even tactically, I feel
it's just perhaps loss of confidence, because if he wants to get some batting time, it's even better. Come in earlier that allows Tim David the chance to have an impact on the game. As it turns out, he just has 3 or 4 balls. Are Mumbai surprising you with the amount of what we can call almost tactical errors? Because they're not a franchise necessarily known for those?
No, they're not. I just wonder where the decisions are coming from. Is it coming from the captain himself? Is it coming from the head coach? Is it coming from the batting coach? Where are these decisions coming from? So that I don't know, Mitch, whether you've got any insight to that. But
none at all.
That would be the interesting one. If Hardik's making those calls, maybe the coach needs to push him into those positions and encourage him to take the game on.
Is there any argument of him being protected from what was going on in the power play? Was the ball swinging to a degree that you'd want to hold Hardik Pandya back? The wicket of Surya did fall in the 4th over.
Not at all. Not at all. I think he's a good enough player.
Yeah.
He's proven that he's a good enough player. To me, it's an opportunity more than anything else.
Yeah, he's a good enough player to do both roles. He can do both of those roles exceptionally well. It just seems that the roles change in every game. So if he's going to become the hitter with Tim David, then he should be training like that. Or if he's going to be the top order batsman, which we back him in to be able to do, we've seen it at Gujarat Titans, then it's the same kind of principle.
Okay. Yuzvendra Chahal in all that becomes the first IPL bowler to 200 wickets. A slightly bittersweet experience because he's also one of the more expensive bowlers on the day. 1 for 48 for Chahal. He's had a couple of expensive games now, but I think the achievement can be ahead of how much he's gone for.
Yeah.
Quite the achievement, isn't it, for Chahal?
Incredible. It is a remarkable achievement. We've touched on this show before about where he's taken the bulk of his wickets to, in a very difficult venue in Bangalore, and he's been one of the IPL greats, and he continues to be, and he will be for years to come.
I don't see any other franchise releasing him. Do you see Rajasthan Royals releasing him?
That will be another blunder if they do so.
Yeah, but a real asset. I mean, it's a nice theme when Tom touched upon Sandeep as an underrated bowler. And Chahal, if you follow me, we all followed his story, and he's opened up about how perhaps he was the subject of ridicule for his size and stature and batter's game and whatnot. And Chahal has managed to perhaps rise and stand tall in all that in these years of the IPL.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that artistry. He knows the ways to get the batters out or to keep them quiet. He understands when he needs to go defensive. He goes outside the batsman's arc and give them the singles so he can get the other guys on the strike. So he's very smart like that, and he uses his variations really well.
Is there anything to add on Yuzi? Was he the year you were? Was that just
no,
before?
it wasn't.
Well,
That was before me.
right. Yeah.
I think Franklin was there with him. Maxwell was that year. Andrew Simons, he played with Andrew Simons.
Yeah. It's also, again, I guess, a theme of just wrist spinners who are among the highest wicket takers in the IPL, even though we're not seeing too many of them make an impact
They're
as the
genuine
game's
wicket
getting
takers,
harder.
aren't they? They're genuine wicket takers, and I think what we've seen in the past that we've seen wickets that have turned a bit more, but I think now the smarter bowlers, as you alluded to, Wasim, are the ones who are having the better form longevity-wise.
Anyone's got a funny Chahal story? I'm willing to take those very quickly.
You just go
I've
to
never
his
been
Instagram,
involved with him.
yeah?
I've never been involved with him, so
Neither.
Okay, once he was at RCB, and now he's at RR. There's your shot.
Is that the funny story?
Okay,
I don't mind
make
that.
something
That's
in. Right, they hate me anyway. So let's move to the
got such a good
chase.
sense of humour.
Shall we? Yes. We move to the chase, shall we? Joss Butler's been impacted in. Can he have the same impact? Now, what kind of score is 179, all things considered, Tom?
I think it's 20 shy.
I thought it would be too shy.
Yeah, no, I thought it was 20 shy. Yeah, but 2 shy as well of 81. But yeah, I think about 20 shy. I think it was a good surface, and obviously being hit hard early with wickets, Mumbai sort of had to, reset and go again. But certainly the shots that were played, particularly by the 2 left-handers, it shows that it's a good surface.
Right. We're also seeing Nuwan Tushara on the field for the first time in the IPL. Surya Kumar Yadav has been impacted out. When do you see him coming into the game, Mitch?
I would have had him in early when the ball's swinging. I probably would have given him the first over. Looks like they're giving it to Hardik Pandya, which to me is very surprising because you've got a great outswing bowler in Nuwan Tashara, who's come into the side. So I'm a bit perplexed by this.
I wonder if they would have considered Nabi to Jaiswal in the first over, though Jaiswal has enjoyed taking down spinners in the past. But quickly, Wasim, your prediction and thoughts, and Hardik taking the new ball as well?
Well, I would have got Bumrah and Tushara, 1 and 2, and then would have taken it from there. Where's the game's going? I see Rajasthan Royals chasing this.
Okay, give me your chase style, give me your prediction and outrageous pick.
Outrageous.
Now I think that 50 of Rohit, 40 of Rohit I should have taken.
I'll give you Jaswal 50 off 24 balls or less.
Jaiswal 50 of 24, and he is Mitch McClenaghan's impact zone player.
Yeah, I'm supporting him today.
You're supporting him today.
Just giving him a bit of love.
Butler to not get more than 12.
Butler not get more than 12. Very nice. And Butler's in my impact zone, but I don't need any help anymore.
I will go Butler 70 plus.
Butler 70 plus.
Is that okay? Are you okay with that?
I'm very
I'm
happy
just
with that. I think 70 is the mark for an established
Everyone
Not
going.
40, like my friend tried to sort of throw the wool over our eyes early.
Well, I just put it to the chairman.
Oh,
That's it.
and I should have been more firm and taken Wasim's
Yeah.
point. Yeah, next time. Long tournament still. Everyone going for Rajasthan. Yes? All right.
Yep.
We leave it there. And pick up the chat at the end of the game, which would mean a tough finish.
He's not going.
Oh,
He's
you're
go-
not going
he's
for
going
it.
No, I think Mumbai. I think it's the same. I think it's the
It's
same
hard.
thing, right?
It's hard. It's not
No,
there.
no, hold on. If they do what Rajasthan did and knock the top off, I think 179 is a good score.
Okay. Mumbai to win by?
6.
There's no surprise, is it?
Yeah. Nah, none more.
Going for
So.
Mumbai.
They've got Bumrah. They've got the best bowler in the world.
We'll get a
Best
patch.
bowler in the world.
We'll get a patch for you every time Mumbai play.
Okay. On that note, it's a verdict to split 2-1 then in favour of Mumbai Indians. If you've missed the show, no points for guessing who went for Mumbai. And we pick up the chat at the end on Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. Download the mobile app if you haven't already. It'll have you covered with the very latest from the IPL and the fastest scores and so much more. We'll see you at the end of the game.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the City Bread SUV.